Hello everyone. This is the second class of workshop and manufacturing practice. Here I'll discuss the electronic joining process and how and we'll join the diodes with the help of some capacitor. We'll make or fabricate full wave rectifier bridge circuit, and we'll also explain how this bridge circuit converts AC signal to DC signal. Means in the input we are applying the AC, and in output how we are getting to some extent nearby perfect DC wave. Let's follow the lecture.
Soldering is a joining process. It is mostly used in electrical and electronic industries when we need to prepare an electronic or electrical circuit. Apart from that, soldering is also used in jewelry joining and some musical instrument to join the musical instruments wires. The process of this metal joining similar to welding, but there is a basic difference that here the workpiece itself does not melt. So this is to copper wire that we need to connect. But while this joining process, the copper wire, also called the base metal, is not melting. Rather, a solder is there, which is nothing but an alloy of tin and lead. It is melted and deposited here in the gap to fulfill the connection. In the setup, there is a soldering iron. Soldering iron it carries the current and producing heat at this end. This heat melts this solder and deposited here. This green part is the circuit board. In most of the cases in electronic industry, it is called the Vero board, and some lead additional lead is also there to supply here. Otherwise, it is simply the solder that is melted and deposited here. Some fluxes are also used to perform these joining smoothly. The flux that is using here is charcoal. The purpose of this charcoal is to prevent oxidation of this on the surface, because the operation is going on at high temperature. At this high temperature, there is a chance of oxidation of the base metal and the deposited metal, means the solid soldered. That oxidation can be prevented by using the flux. Now, using this soldering method, we want to perform a full wave rectifier bridge circuit. The function of this full wave rectifier bridge circuit is to convert AC wave to DC wave. We know this is the waveform of AC, voltage or current. Now, when it is the DC or ideal DC, it is simply a straight line, means there is no fluctuation of voltage or current. So, using the full wave rectifier bridge circuit, using this particular circuit, we can convert this wave to this wave, AC wave to DC wave. Now, how this full wave rectifier is prepared. The most vital device that is required to perform this bridge circuit is the diode. It is the PN junction diode. We know the function of a PN junction diode. We know that in the forward bias of a PN junction diode, current is passing, and in the reverse bias, current is not allowed to pass. I explain further. Say this is the diode, this is the cathode or negative terminal, and this is the positive terminal. Now, if positive terminal is connected to the positive end of the supply and negative is negative end of the supply, then it is called that the diode is in forward bias. In case of forward bias, from this is the voltage current curve for a diode. So in case of forward bias, we are getting that significant current is flowing through this after some voltage. This voltage is in the order of 0.7 volt or nearly about 1 volt. So when it is more than 1 volt, then the sufficient amount of current we are having there. This is called the forward bias. And in the reverse bias, means when this positive terminal connected to the negative end and negative terminal connected to the positive end, then it is under reverse bias. And in this case of reverse bias, the when though we are increasing the voltage, but current is not passing through the this diode. Though as per this diagram, a very small current is passed through this reverse bias, that is negligibly small. Otherwise, it can be considered that it is nearly about zero. Actually, this current is called the leakage current, and it is in the order of microampere. Whereas here, this current magnitude is in the order of milliampere. So it is 1,000 times greater than this. So with respect to the forward bias current, we can consider the reverse bias there is no current. Now, these properties of a diode is used to convert the full wave AC to DC. Though using a single diode, AC can be converted to DC. How? We know in case of AC, there is a positive and negative part of the voltage. Now, while the positive part means say it is in the forward bias, then we are getting the current here, and the reverse bias negative for the next half of the current, half of the wave, we are not getting any current due to its reverse bias. So we are only getting the positive part of the voltage, not the negative part. Means the current, the output, it is the unidirectional. But there is a problem. Problem is that only half wave is transferred to DC, and the rest half wave, it is the OSTs. To avoid this, we are going to prepare this full wave rectifier bridge circuit. So what is that? These are 4 diodes are there. Diode 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the negative terminal. So it is joined like this first. So joined like this means this positive and this negative terminal joined there. And again here, this negative and this positive terminal joined here. And now these 2 positive terminal joins here, and this negative 2 terminal is joining there. Now a transformer is used that reduces the voltage. We know in most domestic voltage supply is 220 voltage, and here we need 12 voltage in electronic circuit. So using this transformer, we are just reducing the voltage. Though in this side means input and output here, both is AC. Now this 12 volt AC need to convert. This two terminal is connected to the transformer 12 volt side, and these two terminal is connected to the output or load side. So here it is the AC in the input 12 volt AC, and output we have to obtain the DC voltage. Here this R is the resistance or load. Now how it is working? As it is in this side of the transformer, it is the AC wave. AC means continuously pole are changing. Say at a certain instant this pole is positive and here it is negative terminal, and in the next instant it will be negative and it is the positive. So these are the two halves of the AC wave. Now it can be shown here like this. This is the positive half, where it is positive and here it is negative, then positive, and next part is like this. Now just follow this circuit. It is the positive terminal that is connected to the positive end of the transformer. So this diode is in forward bias now. Similarly here this is also in forward bias, but this can follow this connection. This is the negative terminal of the diode, and so if it connected to this positive terminal, then it is in reverse bias, means no current is flowing through this direction. I repeat, it is in forward bias, but this is in reverse bias, so current is flowing through this. Again here this diode, it is the positive end, and this is the negative. So through this path again it is the reverse bias, so no current is there. So finally our path is this. And then for this one it is the forward bias, so this is the circuit. Now the circuit is completed. So for this path we are having this first half, not this one. So we are getting positive half of the cycle through this path. Let's go through the negative half. Negative half means in the transformer here it is the negative terminal, here it is the positive terminal. Now you notice that when it is negative, then diode D1 it is in reverse bias, so no current is flowing through this. Rather it is in the this diode D4 and D3. Now D4 and D3 in forward bias, so current is flowing through D3 and D4, and as D1 and D2 is in reverse bias, so there is no current. But one important thing you have to notice here, that it is the positive terminal, it is the positive end of the diode, so this is the current flow direction. This in both the cases the current is flowing through the resistance or load through this direction only, whether in forward bias or in reverse bias. Means through the load there is no change of current for both the half, negative or positive half. For this half, when here it is negative and it is positive, then we are getting next half as positive. In both it is positive, as if we consider this direction of current flow is positive. So now this. Now we will combine these two half. Okay, let's combine these two half. Then finally, for the full wave of the AC here, full wave means once here it is positive and next half here it is negative. So combining these two, we are getting the wave like this. So there is no negative half, means now it is DC. But we are having DC. Fine. Our purpose of this bridge circuit fulfills. The complete wave has been converted to DC. But problem is that it is not the ideal DC. Though it is unidirectional, but the magnitude of the velocity voltage fluctuating 0 to maximum. To obtain the smooth or ideal DC wave, we have to use a capacitor, also known as smoothing capacitor, that smooths this to this. So how it is happening? Here in parallel, we will add this capacitor, and we know capacitor stores the electric energy. To some extent, it is similar to, not same, similar to a rechargeable battery. But here, for charging and discharging, completes in a cycle. Say, when the load voltage or output voltage here, it is very high, near to the peak, then the capacitor charges. And when the voltage decreases, then capacitor discharges and flows the current through the circuit. So circuit the current does not minimizes to 0, rather limited to here. And hence finally we are having the waveform like this. Say it is starting from here. Now this part, the capacitor is discharging the current like this, then the resultant current is increases. Again, when the resultant current is high or voltage is high, then again the capacitor is charging, and in that time it is decreasing the voltage, and again discharging means increasing the voltage. So capacitor charging means storing energy from the circuit. In that time the voltage decreases, and when capacitor discharges the current to the circuit, the voltage increases or current increases. So in this way, the current never reaches to 0, rather we are getting this type of waveform. So the fluctuation of the voltage or current reduces here. This is the function of this capacitor. That's why this capacitor is called smoothing capacitor. It smoothens the waveform here to here. Now, how much smooth is this? That depends on the value magnitude of the capacitor. Let's consider two different value of the capacitor. It is here it is we are using 5 microfarad smoothing capacitor, and in another case it is 50 microfarad smoothing capacitor. And it is very clear from these two diagram that with compared to this one, when we are increasing the capacitance value 10 times greater than this, we are getting more smooth curve. It is almost nearly about the ideal DCO form. So this is the working principle of full wave rectifier bridge circuit along with smoothing capacitor. To perform this operation in our lab, what instruments and devices are required? So first, definitely a diode, for number of diodes, one capacitor. Here in our experiment in our lab, we are using 470 microfarad capacitance. A resistor means that is used as the load. A solder means the alloy of lead and iron. A desolder, it is used if sometimes some mistakes are there in making the circuit and we need to desolder, disconnect, then we are using this desolder. And definitely a transformer. In one side it is the 220 voltage and on the other side it is the 12 voltage. A multimeter to measure the voltage or current. Then a Vero board. What is this Vero board? We know about the PCB or printed circuit board. When a very complicated electronic circuit is this, then the circuit is not manually. So it is a chip of a motherboard of a mobile or laptop. It's complicated circuit. That's circuit connection is printed. But here on the Vero board, there is no circuit is there. We have to prepare the circuit, adding the hardwares like the diode, the capacitor, all this resistor, and lastly it is the soldering iron that supplies the heat to produce the soldering. This is fine. Our finally this is the circuit that we have made in our lab. It is the transformer. It is connected here. 4 diodes. This is the capacitor, and here the two terminal is connected to the resistance. Other two terminal is connected to the transformer. Now let's move to our lab to show how we are fabricating this circuit. First, the diodes are taken. These are the diodes. Diode is inserting within the Vero board. This is the Vero board here, and these all 4 diodes are there. One diode is connecting. So similarly, we will join all 4 diodes as per the diagram I have shown, and finally we are having these 4 combination of diodes, and now we have to join the connections, means that the terminal of the diodes with the help of the soldering iron and soldering method. The melted solders are taken here to fill the gap between the terminals of the diode. So there are 4 different joints between the terminals. Now it needs to remove the extra material, extra conductor at the end of the diodes. Out of these 4 point, 2 is from cathode anode joint and 1 is cathode joint and fourth one is anode anode joint. Now cathode and anode is connected to the load or the output terminal, and the cathode anode point that is connected to the transformer output. There are 4 joining points on the diode, and 2 of these points will be connected to the transformer. And first, the transformer input end is connected to the supply. This is the to supply AC connection in this 2 terminal, and the 2 end of the diode will be connected here. This is the capacitor. It is also joined with the cathode and anode terminal. I have told you that the capacitor is in parallel with the circuit resistance. We also can check the input voltage, which is written as 220, but here it is showing 242. Maybe some minor fluctuation is there. We also will check the input voltage, which is which should be 220, but here it's showing 242. This is the final step where we are going to check the input output voltage. Due to loose connection, the voltage is not giving accurate, rather a fluctuation is there. So it is almost in the order of 15, 17 and that. The references that I have used to prepare this video lecture is given here.
So this is all about our electronics shop, and in the next lecture I will explain household wiring. For in details I will discuss how in our house we make these wiring, electric wiring. So thank you for your patience and listening lecture, and I will expect in the subsequent lecture also you will follow similarly. And I will request you, if you if you have any doubt regarding the topic, please make a comment or ask me the question. Thank you.